Hey there team, and welcome to a 3v4 sort of siege here on the mountain pass. This is a themed battle here. We've got Dunland on the defense, falling back into the mountains to try and hold out against a Rohirrim assault. So Rohan, of course, being a much more challenging siege faction to play as, going toe-to-toe with Dunland, who definitely does have a lot of tools at their disposal to make a siege a very daunting prospect. They may be a faction that is going to have a lot of troubles in a field battle, but I think we should be okay here. I've got my Dunlanding veterans. I'm going to keep it at, actually, let's go 0.5 just to make sure we'll be okay. Because we do have one of our allies over here, Awesome Boss Death, he is traveling around just to make sure that he is huddled up, and the attackers are letting us do that, so that's very kind of them. Because if not, one of us would just get butchered out in the open field, and that would be a pretty rough start. But anyway, I've got my Dunlanding veterans here and my half-orc spear guard. Behind them some Dunman pikes, and then the Gwathlo trackers alongside the half-orc bane guard. Further up here, I've got my Dunman hunters. I've got every archer unit I can possibly have at my disposal today. They're definitely not good quality. Well, the Gwathlo trackers are not terrible, but still not great. Snaga skirmishers there alongside the spears of Orthanc. Now that's something to be proud of, that crossbow. Trollshaw axe throwers and the Black Wolves here coming on around. I'm also defending this side with my Black Wolves, my Trollshaw axe throwers, pikemen, bane guard, hunters, veterans, Gwathlo trackers, spears of Orthanc again, and the half-orc spear guard. So what I usually do when I do have my two choke points like this is I split my army right down the middle, and you can see that's what I've done here too. I do also have a, what are they, the Riders of Orthanc? Yes, Riders of Orthanc here too. My original plan is to hold this area and then also hold here, and that's going to allow my two allies to hopefully hold together on this larger hill, and I can maybe provide them some support, and we'll see how that progresses. Anyway, we've got Mevin here as one of my allies, so he's got his Black Wolves hiding in this open area, but they can do that, and their 2 hit points will give them some ability to, well, some resilience, we should say. Got some Dunman pikes and some Dunlanding veterans behind them. Nice little mix. Black Wolves again and Dunlanding veterans. I suspect we'll all have pretty similar armies, because there isn't a huge amount of variety that you can get with Dunland, but we definitely made the most of it, I think. Dunlanding veterans here, Black Wolves, then double spears of Orthanc, double hunters. Yes, you can see pretty much the same sort of stuff, because it really is what works. We've got some, well, I like to think that I'm somewhat experienced, but we've got 3 pretty experienced defenders on the go today. And then the double bane guard and the spear guard with some pikes. Anything hiding over here? No, sir. Then the last defender who is marching on up this hill now, the Riders of Orthanc, spears of Orthanc behind them. Yes, Dunman hunters. Anything? Oh, bandits, actually. Awesome has grabbed bandits. That's not something that I decided to take. And anything else? Yeah, okay, no. So he's gone for the bandits, and of course we were allowed to take 1 artillery piece, so he's gone for that catapult too. But yes, no, nothing else too out of the ordinary. Now the attackers, firstly, Y2K, actually no, firstly let's start all the way over here with the Camping Panda, who is actually just chilling out. Looks like he was just giving us a lot of time and decided to go make a sandwich or something. But anyway, he's got his helms, hammers, definitely able to go toe-to-toe with everything we've got in melee. The armor piercing is definitely good for us. We don't really have too much defensive skill. We're not quite Rude Hour, but we do pack on a little bit more armor than the Rude Hour boys do as well. Then the Riddermark Axemen. Riddermark Axemen, spears, Westmark spears, Westmark spears. He's actually grabbed 2 units of civilians, interesting. And then the Shield Maidens of Rohan. His entire army is actually facing backward. I think that was just the fastest way for him to not shoot at Awesome as he was traveling up. That's why he's done that, so that's very kind of him. Eastmark spears, Westmark marshals there, and the Helmingus. Yeah, so this is basically, he's taken his formation, just flipped it around. That's what he's done there. Then Y2K, he's got his Red Shields of Erkenbrand. Definitely competent at going toe-to-toe with our Riders of Orthanc. But the AP of the Riders of Orthanc are certainly going to help them out. But these guys do have a little shield value there as well. We actually have a shield value too, don't we, on our Riders of Orthanc? This is Last Shadow, anyway. So he's got his Riddermark archers there, more Riddermark archers. Gone for the more swarm quality archers rather than the Helmingus, but he does have the Helmingus in there too. Westmark infantry and spears. Helm's hammers again. He's gone for the Medicelled Guard, as we can see here. Is that where he's put his general? I like to put my general in with the Medicelled Guard. It just feels where he... You know, that's where I like him. And if I put him in the Helm's hammers, then I can't use the rally ability because the shield wall overwrites it. Then Y2K has got some Riddermark skirmishers there. Actually, so sorry. Last Shadow's got some forces here, and then we kind of mix over into Y2K. Ah, yep, so daisies. I'm going to slow it down a little bit more because I think this might be the attack sort of kicking off, and I think I might have missed something. Nope, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, we'll definitely go down to 0.2 just to make sure we don't miss that. Shield Maidens here anyway, and Riddermark Axemen, Helm's Hammers again, and then double Westmark Infantry. Most certainly able to slice through our Dunlanding veterans. Oh yeah, good. No, they are letting us to move our catapult out. It's at the back of the formation, so they could easily catch that if they wanted to. Eastmark Spears here. It looks like Y2K... Y2K has done a good thing here. He's split his army in half so that there are... Alright, so there's sort of 2.5 approaching this side, and that primarily just leaves... Oh no, it's most of Y2K. Oh no, it's Panther... Ah, sorry, it's a 5. It's a 5v3. Ah, oopsie daisies. Yeah, okay, that makes sense then. Medicelled Guard here, Westmark Marshals, and the Helm's Hammers. This is a Beastie. This is not Beastie 70. This is just Beastie. Then Westmark Marshals there, Shield Maidens, sorry, and Westmark Spears. Anything crazy there? I like my Eastmark Spears. I used to really not like Eastmark Spears, but now that I know that they've got 5 javelins apiece, it's quite nice, really. It's you know, that's quite a cost-effective unit then, as long as you get those javelins spent. Horse archers moving on up, so they definitely will be dominating the cavalry game, and there is quite a lot of room to maneuver here on these maps. Even you know, these areas up here are wider than they may appear. Shield Maidens and Medicelled Guard with the Riddermark Skirmishers and Red Shields of Erkenbrand there, and the Sons of Eol approaching. It looks like maybe they were going off to check to make sure that there was nothing over here. I think they maybe even thought there was another route up, but no, there is definitely not. So we will go up to 1x speed now and get stuck into it. Horse archers moving on around. Now, this is where there was a bit of a disagreement, as you know, it was how far were they allowed to move up before the fight officially started, but they've jumped into our Black Wolds there, so that was kind of the kickoff either way. Where is our catapult? Did we need them to give us... Yeah, I think they were willing to give us just a little bit longer to finish moving up the catapult, but we will be getting things done soon. So I'm over here kind of, well, you know, yeah, totally by myself. And we do have this sort of connecting route. I can move on down here. But then I cannot meet them here. I've got to run all the way down there before I could connect up to their formation. And there's only really a handful of units defending against that push. Oh, I really wish this weather wasn't so bad, but I think it should lighten up. It's a decent length battle. The Sons of Eol are coming up now. They know that they're here now, so yeah, we were just going to pull them back, and I think they let us do that, yeah. Yeah, we were originally wanting to surprise them, and I was quite excited to see how that would go, but now that they knew it was there, it was a case of, yeah, just pull on out. We took out, I don't think we lost a Black Wold, and I think we took out some of their horse archers, so it's generally a win for us. Even as minor a win as it possibly can be, but it's a win. Yeah, it looks like Camping Panda's come back now, so he's marching on forward. And yes, they are preparing to advance. So it looks like Awesome is pretty tired. He will have a bit of a chance to rest before the enemy really climbs up and gets to him. And also the enemy's going to be wearing themselves down actually getting up that hill as well. So being very tired at the top of a hill is not an absolutely catastrophic thing. Because, as I say, your enemy is going to be getting tired by the time they get to you. Yeah, Black Wold's getting pulled on back. I think that that's for the best. So what I'm hoping is generally I can pull off, even if I pull off one of the enemy armies, and I can defeat them quite soundly, quite efficiently, then I should be able to come in then and assist my boys. And they can hopefully hold out in a 4v2 for a little while. But I'm going to need to be pretty proactive. If I don't see them really playing into what I want, I'm going to need to change my strategy. Actually, oh dear. Yeah, so he knows that these Black Wolves are there. They're hiding, but they know they're there. And these Suns, if they spot them, they're going to get a great little Lancer charge on them. Yeah, he's getting them. They did get their Lances down. And that's pretty brutal for those poor Black Wolves. Even a few jabs from the Riddermark skirmishers. It's always a shame to use a javelin on such a poorly armored unit, but I would definitely recommend it when it's a unit as high quality and with as much damage potential as the Black Wolves. So with that surprise attack kind of run out, Mevin's going to have to, well, he's going to have to consider falling back. It's clear that his original strategy was to sort of have a fight in here. I could have maybe moved some archers down. He could have opened fire from everywhere and really have his Black Wolves just be a menace in this area while he's sort of holding the flanks, but that's just not going to work out now, so he is going to be in a retreat, but the Black Wolves are being thrown on forward. Getting a few charges from Panther's forces, but they'll make the Sons of Aeol pay for that when they do get stopped. It doesn't take long for Black Wolves to start doing damage. But I do have my Riders of Orthanc over here now, and I do want to start supporting them. It's clear that they're not really paying too much attention to me. So I got my Riders forward, and I'm just wanting to shoot anything in the back here. With the exception of the Horse Archers. They really would be a bit of a waste of ammunition. But shooting the red shields in the back, I'm content with that. Preferably, though, I want those Knights. And in addition to that, I'm moving down some Archers. Yes, you can see here, Dunman Hunters are running on down. Gwathlo Trackers will be following soon, I'm pretty sure. What are we at percent? It's really early days. 2% at this stage. It's just the Black Wolves going down, but slicing through some more of these Knights. And it's a very sort of aggressive defensive action here from Mevin. But these open areas, we're just not able to put enough range fire down on the Rohirrim. And the reason for that is because Mevin has unfortunately had to fall back from this section, which would have been a great little firing platform for him. Awesome has managed to make it up here now, and the Riddermark skirmishers are staring him in the face. Because they're kind of down in this slope, we can't really shoot them. That's the pain in the ass. So the poor Dunman pikes are going to just have to take those jabs to the face. There's a lot of Dunman pikes, so yeah, and they're not an exceptionally expensive unit. If somebody's got to take that beating, I'd rather it be them than something like, Lord forbid, the Illuminous Gateguard taking a javelin to the face, but it would be far preferable if the Spear Guard could take that, because the shield would at least take a bit of that flak for the wild men behind them. But still just a little bit of an exchange there as we are continuing to shoot back and forth. They're wanting to get the red shields used up. I guess we've not really brought as many as many cavalry units as they expected, which Rohan's got a good ability to deal with your cavalry, so we thought no, that's not the best idea. Just take our Riders of the Orthanc, or Riders of Orthanc, but leave everything else out. These Dunlanding veterans receiving a nasty slam there from the Sons of Aeol. They are being pushed back by the Spear Guard. Now, is it at this point where I decide no, not yet. I'm still happy to hold both of my positions. Still kind of abiding by the same plan as before, but at least now I'm getting my Gwathlo Trackers involved. That looks like it was an interrupted shot, either by my orders or more likely because the unit that they're firing at has moved out of their range. Let's see if they get... Oh no, they do get off that one. I probably switched their target. I'm actually going for the Riddermark Archers there. I'm shooting them in the back, which, since they don't have a shield value, that's not too important. Maybe I should hold my fire in this case. But I guess I am just wanting to show them, like, look, I'm a threat. You have to deal with me. You can't just let me sit on this hilltop. So that's the main reason I'm shooting at them. Just trying to relieve a little bit of pressure from Mevin, who is still taking up most of the fire. With his brave Spear Guard just standing their ground. The Bane Guard are a little ways behind, but they're taking a bit of fire now. A few of them do have shields on their back, but I'm pretty sure this unit does not have a shield value. their armor is not too bad, and because we are a Dunman faction, or a Dunland faction on the defense, all of our units are going to be exceptionally well upgraded, so they do have their max armor upgrades, those half-orcs, which does make them even more unpleasant to deal with. Eastmark spears arriving now. Oh dear, AP jabs. Poor quality AP jabs, but still AP jabs coming in to volley fire into them. Awesome still taking a beating now. So Awesome single-handedly is taking the fire from Last Shadow and Camping Panda. So his men are going to be getting whittled down quite significantly. And it looks like he is not willing to just take those spear volleys, or javelin volleys, from the spearmen. And he's pushing out to engage them. Our more aggressive Wildman focus, you know, we really want to get stuck into melee, whereas Rohan, I often do think of Rohan as almost a Rudour, with the amount of units that they have that can throw javelins or throw axes at you. So if we can get stuck in their face, then that's quite a good thing. But I've made use of the enemies ignoring me and moved my Dunman hunters down. What am I going for now? Looks like right down here, Riddermark archers. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. If not too many shots are landing into the cliffside there. Eastmark axemen. I always prefer to shoot at the enemy infantry. In all honesty, if I can, especially when the enemy's spread out. So if I can shoot down some of those Eastmark axemen, even that'll be a worthy use of my ammo. Shooting them in the back anyway when they're clumped up. Looks like that's what I've changed my target to now. Oh, there's a crossfire. You're seeing some arrows coming down from there and some arrows coming down from the top. So we have got a little kill field here, and we are pulling the percentage back as Mevin keeps up this aggressive action, chasing away some of those Riddermark axemen. That's amazing. Now, of course, they'll come back from routing, but imagine if we just had some wargs just snag them down there. Now, there's so many units around them that wouldn't happen, but still, could just be a good catch. Coming back on over to this hilltop. Bit of an aggressive push there. Oh, Mevin's actually sent some forces on down here to take a bit of the fire too. And because they pushed them down the hill, it does mean that they can move their archers up a little bit. And actually, oh no, these guys are firing from all the way over here. What sort of arc? They're getting a not too bad an arc, are they? Yeah, it's a good catch from Awesome. Yeah, get his boys set up nicely like that. They're all clumped up. They're going to be shooting them in the front, so their shields are coming into effect. And these Eastmark spears, they've got that armor upgrade. So it gives them those more beefy pauldrons and the sort of the arm guards and such. So that's they're going to be resisting that a bit better than they would normally. Helmingus coming on forward. Now Helmingus, you really don't want to get into much of an skirmish fight with a Helmingus. They will shrug off your damage really quite nicely, especially for a Rohan force. It's not like the more I don't want to say civilized Western Kingdoms of men. Sounds very bad to say that about Rohan. Eastmark spears coming forward to clash with the spear guard. I suspect that they're not going to last long. The Riddermark axemen though coming on in not long after. That's going to be a different story. That looks kind of nice, doesn't it? We've got the mountains in the background. Yeah, we'll go for something like that. This guy's got a very bloodied nose, the poor half-orc. Riddermark skirmishers advancing up onto my hilltop. Not quite the focus I want, but at least I'm attracting some form of attention now. They're still advancing with their jabs, so I've turned my focus up with my Dunman hunters and my Gwathlo trackers. I've got my half-orc spear guard there to protect me, but it looks like they're going to be getting up close. What are they going for with the jabs? I'm more than happy if they want to throw their jabs into my hunters, then that's great, and that looks like that is what they are doing. Close range arrow fire to them, especially when I've got two full units of fodder archers just opening up at this close range is fantastic. And maybe I should have just let them do that. That was a bit yeah, I pulled back my Spears of Orthanc because that's what I thought the target was. So I guess there is a lot more coming, isn't there? Oh no, sorry, that's the same unit. Panther's just being quite proactive with it there, getting it in and out. Dunlanding veterans now. Fighting in a much, now that he's not under as much fire, he is able to to let his units shine a bit more. You've got to keep in mind we're giving all these guys melee upgrades, even I think an experience bonus in many cases. So they are going to be able to do quite a good job up against Rohan's forces. Now I've sent my men that were going to be defending this area. As I say, my original intention was to defend here, but I decided against that. I really wanted to fight here. Oh god, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. I really wanted to fight here, and it was going okay. So I sent down my spear guard. I sent down a lot of, well, just about everything that was defending that is getting ready to reinforce that line and help protect Mevin. Now we did see here, this catapult has been absolutely fandangled here. Yeah, just absolute silliness. But these boys have managed to somehow get that thing reloaded, and they've got it firing from this angle. So, you know, goblins, their engineering skill is exceptional. Oh dear, I think that might be a bugged. Oh damn. Looks like you maybe tried. No, okay, they're still able to do it because two of those pieces are absolutely done. This guy's trying for it. He's mountain climbing his way down to it. He's got it. He's there. Oh god damn it. That's so silly. It's so silly. Oh god. Oh well, yeah, still. So if you occasionally see a fireball coming from that slope, now I'm pretty sure he can't move that though. That is stuck there. So it limits his arc, but at least we can still send those balls of fire out. You know, it's not gone from us. But yeah, I got my spear guard. I was really wanting to just hold here, but Mevin's still pretty aggressive, and you can't deny that it is being somewhat effective. And because he's sort of fighting them much further forward, it is allowing me to get much better arrow volleys. I've actually moved back. The Dunman hunters here have run out of ammunition, so I've had them move up to engage now, just going toe to toe with the attackers there. Well, everything else has run back here, but this was far too, you know, the first sign of trouble. I ran all the way back to my main choke point. Now I did that because this is where I feel safe. This is where I planned to defend. But I really, you know, had I got my archer unit here, a unit of spear guards standing in their way, even a troll shot axe thrower there, I could have made this my fighting area, and that would have made me much more of a threat, and it would have made the Rohirrim so much more willing to attack me, rather than falling all the way back here where I'm just a non-entity. You know, that's kind of kicking myself for that, really. But still, I'd like to think I'm making up for my another ball of fire coming down from that catapult. I like to think that I'm making up for those misplays over there by doing some decent work for here and trying to aid my allies. Still, they're coming on around, trying to sneak through that gap. Mevin does have some boys ready, but oh no, this is the Mevin's Bane Guard are wanting to come and snag them. Skirmishers are trying to make their advance forward. Even after they use up their ammunition, they do have that massive axe. It's mainly good for cracking into a heavily armoured enemy knight, but still, you don't want that coming cracking down onto your head. And I kind of realise now that, yeah, we're going for a very, what's the word? Unconventional defence here. So I pushed my men out there, and in order to aid Mevin in this, in his struggles out here. What's going on up here? Because of course I wasn't able to look at this too much during the battle. Awesome is using his bandits. Now the bandits do have those little shields, so they can take a bit of a beating, but that fire arrow damage is going to be frightening to their morale. How's the front line going? Those Westmark infantry? Oh, that's kind of cool too. Oh, grab some of that. Westmark infantry winning that fight. I love the Westmark infantry. Yeah, they're really, really nice. But the Bane Guard coming cracking on in. Good thing about, well, the Bane Guard's AP will be able to hurt them really nicely, but the Rohirrim, they can't stack on the armor as much as most of their allies can. So it's not going to be as effective, but it's still going to be very useful. But still, because we're fighting on this sort of uphill slope, usually fighting downhill is a great thing, but when the enemy has got the ranged advantage on you, then it's very, very bloody. But still, we're 18 for 18, and the enemy have been using up so much of their ammunition, javelins and arrows for days, and their cavalry too. You know, it's and they've been coming at us hard with the Westmark infantry. Like, they've not been sending their fodder at us, so it's certainly not too bad. I actually sent my spears of Orthanc that were defending that side. I sent them all the way around here, where I thought they would have the better, well, better shot. Where have I got them shooting at right now? A few little shots hitting that slope, but generally most of them are coming down okay. As we chase these guys away once again. I could have my ride, to be honest, yeah. Like a nice ball of fire there from Awesome on the hilltop. Or nice sort of pinpoint accuracy gobos. Just helping us out. I would love to have my Riders of Orthanc just grab a few more of them as they were running. I could have even just grabbing like 20 of them. They might have never come back. But I think 113, they'll come back. But yeah, just aiding, well, trying to send more and more of my my men into this position to aid the defense. Rohan is continuing on forward, right? Okay, so it's primarily Beastie now, though, as and Panther 2. He's still got this nasty unit of skirmishers. I guess I was micromanaging elsewhere. Yeah, he's really just slipping around me like that. Oh, you got to watch out for that morale, though. Yeah, I'm just not seeing this. God damn it, dude. What the hell's going on? I could just one volley, these guys are gone. I straight up just didn't see that he did this. God damn it, what was up with me? Anyway, I'm ready to defend this area. Obviously not vigilant, but I'm there. And you see, since I'm so passive in my defense, since I've retreated so far from them, Y2K feels comfortable sending all of these guys down. Whereas had I defended there, Y2K would have had to keep those men there. He probably would have had to send more units at me. But now we're keeping, well, now it's all just this one big blob fight. As my Dunman Hunters are opening up, and they are pushing through the side there. You can see in the minimap how dense that push is. And we need some more fire there. I get my Bane Guard in just to try and hold the line again. Back in the back, I've got some Black Wolves, and I've got my pikes, but I'm always so scared about using pikes when the enemy have arrows left. Mevin slipped his 2 units of Spears of Orthanc over here, so they'll be getting some beautiful shots into anything. If they, with this height advantage, this massive height advantage they have, they probably do have some rear shots on these guys. Let's see what they're going for. Oh, come on. That looks like it was a cancelled shot. Oh well. We can still trust in the catapult crew, who actually look like they've just rescued...
Only half the enemy force remains.
No. Oh, no, okay, that's it done for good. I don't know. I was about to say they rescued it, but I don't think so. We're at 27 for 24. We are down again, but as I say, the enemy's using up so much of that ammunition. I got my pikes now, and because they've used up so much of their ammo, they don't really have much they can shoot my pikes with. Those Riddermark archers are still there, but it's a small unit of them. So we should be okay. Just form up nicely and start piercing on down alongside some Black Wolves from Mevin. Now, do I actually sally downward? Yes, I do. I want to retake my area there, and I also want to make it seem like I'm a threat. So that's why I've charged on down here, and I'm doing alright with it. My Bane Guard there coming cracking on into the Riddermark Axemen. Both AP units just hammering into each other, but they're backed up by a few of their spearmen that will definitely be doing some good work. But all of these units are just sat being passive. Even my my Riders of Orthanc, I should be doing something with them, getting them active, getting them involved. And this is my general amongst the Spears of Orthanc. They are, again, not used up their ammunition. Black Wolves now pulling them forward around to assist the main line alongside Mevin. Pike's doing an absolutely lovely job there. I always like to use AP units alongside pikemen. I first saw that getting used really well when the Witch Realm pikes were getting tied up with the... oh lord, what are they called? What's the like very cheap axe unit for Angmar? I can't quite remember. But just that's something that I saw getting used a lot, and it was really effective, because you just got the good quality pikemen of the Witch Realm pikes mixed up with this, you know, little gobble swinging an axe, and it was solid. Damn, what's that unit called? I can't remember. Still, Trollshire axe throwers, they've used up their ammo, and they're coming on in now. Mevin's actually falling back here from the Suns, which those Suns have been very, very menacing. They're definitely the target that I'm going for with my Spears of Orthanc, because we need them dealt with. They're all bloodied, so I suspect they've used up a few of their hit points, but it's not stopping them. Westmark Marshals coming around. I actually think that's maybe a tempting target for me. No, they were going for the Suns. What the hell? How the hell are you using this one? I guess they're inside the cliff. So this is a... Oh yeah, they're inside the cliff. So the boys can't fight this. They can't climb that. Oh, imagine if you were here and you gave an attack order against the catapult and your guys just glitched their way up the slope, and then suddenly you had a bunch of Westmark marshals just breaking into the Spears of Orthanc. That would be absolutely frightening. But oh well, okay, yeah. The catapult was just a bit of a meme. We have dropped one of the generals over there, though. I couldn't say who that was, but it was one. It was obviously somebody, Brian. But yeah, the Suns have gotten through though, but they're trapped by pikes on that side. I've got my Mevin's got some Bane Guard coming forward. I'm trying to grab him with my Dunman Hunters, just to be manpower there to hold him in place. But yeah, what's going on at the top of the slope now? It's quite an attack now, on flat ground though, so nobody's really got the range advantage. You're seeing some of these arrows actually coming in quite effectively from overhead though. But yeah, the Dunman Pikes, this is a perfect situation for the Pikes. Just very flat ground, and we've got the Blackbolts there too, so it's holding, and they are dropping a lot of Rohirrim, but they're taking casualties for it, as the enemy is still hurling arrows at them from the Riddermark archers. Bandits standing in the back lines, waiting for a shot. Awesome is going to be careful with these, because he is going to be running out of ammunition now. Trollshack, I say that actually, I think he's got his Mevin's Trollshack axe throwers behind him, and the Riders of Orthanc still have their crossbows out, so maybe we shouldn't be too cautious with our ammunition. Nah, you always need to make sure you're never using just a silly shot. Sometimes when a battle starts to go good for me, I'll start to get a lot more liberal with my ammunition. And then suddenly the battle turns around and I think, okay, I can fix this with my axe throwers. But I've already used my axe throwers in a dumb way because I thought I was going to win. So that's something to keep in mind. And ooh, pushing out to try and snag some of these guys, as this defensive line has held for the time being. There's still some cav coming on forward. Riddermark Axemen, archers coming up. These Axemen have probably run off from the field a few times now. And this is again a bit of a silly move, as I'm actually sort of sallying out with a few units. I'm pulling back my spear guard. I've realised sort of how dumb it was, and reforming this line. I really did feel that that was going very, very well for a minute. But yeah, maybe I've cocked that up a bit. I grabbed the shield mains with some black wolves, but Panther's still got his bloody knights in there. So hopefully we can grab these last two guys. They shouldn't escape from that. Good, there they go, they're done. But yeah, the shield maidens are still around. They still have their axes left. They pulled out their swords though. But Mevin's coming in too. If we could try and wipe them out before they use up all of their ammo, then that would be amazing. And I have managed to push this attack back, and I'm getting aggressive now. This is what I should have been doing so much earlier. But I am reclaiming this area and getting my archers set up again to fire into them. As the Westmark infantry come on up, I'm willing to shoot the back. I'm willing to use my Riders of Orthanc to shoot Westmark infantry in the back. Even Westmark spears, yeah, totally. Got no problem with that. That seems like a worthwhile target to me. They've got their Riddermark Axemen coming up again. We've got our little pike line, a bit haphazard, but it's there. What is getting stabbed? Oh, dearie me. We had no time to see what was getting stabbed in amongst that, as the Riddermark skirmishers pulled off an amazing... It was this one... It was a Helm's hammer, just taking our focus so that the Riddermark skirmishers could get a good charge into our backs. And Y2K is hammering us again. Well, yeah, so that's 2 units, both by Y2K, and he was rattling us very, very well as these reinforcements come in. And as valiantly and bravely as our Dunman wild folk have held this position, it is not going to last too much longer. And that will split my forces from those of Mevin. Mevin does have a nice little front line here, a nice juicy Dunman pike unit, backed up by some Dunlining veterans. And I do have my Spears of Orthanc, who don't have too much ammo left, and they can come on into the fight when they need to. So this southern side should still be holding, or, well, lower side, that's actually the... Sorry. I should know how cardinal directions work. Yeah, it's southern. I guess all the attacking positions are southern. But yeah, so it should hold out for a little while. My Guathlo trackers there, they've not used up all their ammo, and they are about to get approached, well, about to get grabbed by some red marked skirmishers. Full unit, firing pretty close range. It didn't stop them, they did manage to make it. Hurt them though. So hopefully we can stab them a bit and break them before a more substantial unit arrives, and we're not able to use up our ammo. So since I have sent half of my army, this portion here that was defending that, I do need something else to block up that area. I've got my Black Wolves that come on in there. I've got my Snagga Skirmishers, actually. I didn't actually see Snagga Skirmishers with some of the other boys. But they are a very cheap unit. I suppose other guys will go for Bandits instead, yeah. I did only have one unit, Snagga, I believe. Guathlo Trackers coming on forward.
Only half the enemy force
That's
remains.
another half of the enemy force remaining there. We're still a little bit behind, but as I say, the enemy's using up so much their shots, and our catapult is still firing away. 2 of our catapults are going for it there. Oh dear me. It's so sad that the enemy just can't do anything about that. Mevon's got some Black Wolves here, surrounded by Westmark Marshals, and their Eastmark Spears just overwhelming them with numbers. How are my poor Guathlo trackers doing? They're just absolutely swamped now. The fact that I've not tried to pull them back or reinforce them makes me think that they didn't have too much ammo left. So, yeah, because I would have tried to save these guys if I felt that they did have a lot more worth to add. But instead, I think I'm just letting them take the flak. I would presume so that I can get some reinforcements there. Yeah, okay, we do. We do have some Dunman pikes moving on up. So my defensive force here, some Bane Guard waiting by, and the Spears of Orthanc, of course, too, with my general. Just opening into just about anything, preferably. Well, anything. If I can get a back shot on somebody, then I think that that's worth it. Yeah, I think I just saw that these guys were so tightly packed together, and I could shoot them in the back. That's why I went for it. Maybe I should have held my ammunition for something a bit more substantial like the Helm's Hammers, who I could move around there, to be honest, and shoot them. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. But still, I've got nothing more to offer Mevon. And it is down to him to try and hold his back lines alone once again. Looks like these shield mains are maybe going to get sent on in there first. Got to be, because something that is often sort of ignored about the shield mains is they do have that morale buffing effect. Actually, the thing is, they're getting moved there and they're pulling out their axes again. Oh, crap. This is not what a lightly armoured pikeman wants to see. An axe coming flying at his face. Perhaps I should have moved my Spears of Orthanc in front of that. Their heavy armour and their shield value will actually shrug off a lot of that axe damage. But still, it's a wasteful use of your elite units. So we do have a real clash coming on here now as the enemy have breached through the choke point. The pikes are trying to set up some Mevon and awesome defense. But this little push along the side by Camping Panda with his Helm's Hammers and some Westmark Marshals is getting in amongst some really important units. The problem is so many of these Spears of Orthanc have not actually used up their ammunition, and we could have used like 1 or maybe 2 of them actually in the melee at this point, just to where the enemy are actually being contained. They're being killed quite efficiently. The problem is that we just, sorry about burping near the microphone, hopefully that doesn't come through too clearly. The problem is just that we don't have the units to contain them, and they're flooding around us. Black Wolves there from Awesome. I would just be plugging this gap with everything I had right now. I guess he is just wanting to like surprise them, ambush them or something. Get my Spears of Orthanc back here. Dunlanding veterans? Where the hell did these guys come from? I don't know. I guess they were just fighting them down here. Or actually, sorry. They're these Dunlanding veterans. Yeah. I guess they moved out to chase away the shield maidens. Oh, hopefully they don't break. What we got over here? Still just pressuring them. I maybe need to get aggressive now. There's still reinforcements standing by there. But I think, to be honest, what I need to do is gather everything I've got and actually get stuck in with them in melee and not just sort of shooting into their backs. As Beastie comes around with these Westmark Spears, just sort of blocking up this avenue. They're not going to be too fun to try and break through. That looks like Awesome that went down there. Could be Mevon. They were both nearby each other over there. The pike's doing what they can, reinforcing it with the Spears of Orthanc. Where are the Dunlanding veterans, though? Hopefully they've not broken, because we do need them. They've still got axes coming flying into us, but at least we're engaging them in melee now. There are still a few Dunlanding veterans. They've taken losses, but they're there. Awesome does have these 2 beefy units of Spears of Orthanc. Needs to find some targets for them. But even then, they'll be useful in melee. But yeah, they're... Oh, dear me, they're sort of flooding over there. Those bandits look like they still had a jab. Maybe not, hopefully not. No, they definitely didn't. Yeah, no, I thought that was enemy units flooding over them, but no, it was just pulling back. Well, friendlies pulling back. So they were used up. Being used now to stop the push of the Westmark Marshals. Blackwold's there. Trying to support these Dunman pikes, but they've just broken. Blackwold's there, they're locked morale, they ain't going to break. How much more is there in reserve? Oh, the Helm's Hammers. Helmingus, Westmark, the civilians are still standing by. They can definitely kill a few of us. And apart from that, it's some cav. And a nice beefy unit of Redmark Axemen there. Oh dear. Shield Maidens standing by with their axes as well. Very unpleasant indeed. But their axes won't do them too much good if we keep this as a pretty panicked mess. Or sort of really tight clash, not really a panicked mess. Oh, damn. Some of the spears... Oh, 39. That was a 39-man unit there, just busted. I don't blame them. Really don't blame them getting axed in the back, fighting Helm's Hammers, outnumbered so badly. Yeah, that's a shame, because that's an important unit for us there. Riders of Orthanc standing by. This clash is starting to break down. And lucky those Shield Maidens are done. As the enemy pushes up to start pressuring this side. I've got my Dunman pikes set up now. Behind them some Blackwolds and Snagga skirmishers. But I think that's it. It's just those 3 units are standing their ground. Oh, actually, so there's some Dunlanding veterans coming over now. This entire area has been emptied. As has much of this. These Guathlo trackers are now out. No, they're not. They're moving on around. To follow the bulk of my forces, who are attempting a backstab. Along with my Riders of Orthanc too. Good. So yeah, I am coming in to try and backstab the Rohirrim. Getting in amongst the Shield Maidens of Rohan. Shield Maidens, I like them in a fight, but they're not good enough to beat the Shield Guard there. Getting the Bane Guard in there too. Some broken Dunman pikes. Would love it if they could come in and aid us. But this should be a quick little defeat of the Rohirrim there. And that relieves the pressure and the southern side holds. Of course, a lot of the forces that were going to be pressuring there have decided to turn around. My Spears of Orthanc, actually, what the hell am I doing? I think I'm letting these guys get away from me there. Yeah, that's a bit silly. I need to get them home. Because, to be honest, if those... Yeah, okay, running now. To be honest, I'd like to see 108 Westmark Marshals getting a downhill charge on a 59 Spears of Orthanc. In all honesty, I think that would have been a ripping piece for me. Some routing Shield Maidens there. As the Westmark Spears and Infantry. So you're seeing those guys are exhausted and tired, whereas mine are all pretty dandy still. Just warmed up. Shield Maidens tried to volley at us. I sent out my Dunlanding veterans to go dice them up. But they're swift. They are pretty swift again out there. Snagga skirmishers as well, just throwing their jabs off into the backs of the Shield Maidens. Looks like we almost got a bit of friendly fire there. Are we going to get a quick 1v1? Come on, people. They're staring each other down. You know, we can still negotiate some sort of peace, I'm sure. They're just posturing. Yeah, that's all they're doing. Could I maybe... Ah, oh, damn. I could maybe make something like that work. It's pretty cool. I really like 1v1s. I like 1v1s when they fight, usually. When 1v1s sort of boil down to just a case of like, yeah, okay, oh right, I'm coming at him. I'm coming at him now. And I think, oh, come on, fight back. I think we're going to end up winning. No! No, my boy! God damn it. I remember seeing that at the time. I think we were watching that. I was really upset. That just got absolutely butchered there. Damn. Oh well, anyway. And there's a nice, tasty force here ready to try and swamp over me. The Medicelled Guard there with their jabs, and the bloodied helms, hammers too. Oh dear. Spears of Orthanc coming on back now, and my sort of sally around is in a worrying spot as the enemy forces are coming on in, but we are butchering them a bit. Don't use any more ammunition there. Good, I stopped. Riders of Orthanc, just messing with. Well, oh yeah, that was the great thing. Now, whenever they break and they try to run away, I can grab them with my Riders of Orthanc. So I was chuffed to bits with that. And I think that's what I'm trying to do with these Westmark Marshals, just grab them on then too. Of course, out of ammunition now, but they like the Herenidine nobles. They pull out the maces when they're in melee, so they're like AP anti-cavalry, which is great. Awesome is coming downhill now, actually, to help us. So we've sacrificed the hilltop entirely. We're retreating down and trying to sort of unite together at the bottom of the hill. Which, if it can give the boys a chance to use their crossbows, then I'm all for it, and I will have my my fodder take the blame, well, take the fire, take the focus, you could say, of the enemy for now. Trosha Axe Throwers, really not too bad in melee, and again, everything here, I've given them a melee upgrade. It's all happening, but and probably an experience upgrade as well. So those axemen will be pretty effective in a fight. Stag of Skirmishers getting sort of mixing back and forth. They absolutely volleyed into my poor Snaga with their axes, which, as much as I was glad to see it not go into my pikes, this is the damage that blooming 22 Shield Maidens did with just a few axes. The Snaga just absorbed it. They do have an almighty factor of 1 armor, I believe, so I think it's just sort of the little furs on their collars that justifies that 1 armor. I'm actually getting shot at by the red shields too, dear me. But we can see here, it's quite funny now. I like when sieges sort of and battles kind of flip around like this. Now we're holding this low ground position against them, and we're not going to be able to hold it for long, as our men are sort of breaking. My Spears of Orthanc even break there, but oh dear, that broke me. Damn it, Awesome. It's worth a shot. They weren't going to hold out too much longer anyway. Shield Maiden's getting on down amongst us. These guys did come back. I've got some Riders. I've still got a beefy unit of Riders of Orthanc that do actually have their ammunition still. So just volleying into anything that's coming at us. It's all a worthy target now, I'm afraid. There's as many Rohirrim lives we can take as it's something. And yeah, Beastie is continuously sort of moving units down. As oh no, sorry, so he is taking up the main push against me. The Medicelled Guard coming into melee now. I appreciate that he's not sort of using his ammunition against me and sort of giving me a chance as I engage him with my pikes and my veterans. It looks like those. Okay, no. Helm's Hammers, of course, you can get them in shield wall. Could be a nice little push, I think. It looks like he's sort of pushing, but I don't think he's doing shield wall. Once I reinforce that with my pikes, it'll get a little bit better. Got the Blackwolds there, got my Snaga trying their best. And it's going okay. But now that he's pulled his Medicelled Guard, which I don't like, I'm throwing stuff at him, so it's only fair that he throws stuff back at me. Had I thrown my Snaga into melee, I would have appreciated if he just stayed in melee with me. But no, since I'm throwing stuff, he's got to really. Because if I got to use up all of those Snaga javelins, then generally that could have turned around. As we're swamped around here now. These poor Spears of Orthanc entirely surrounded. This is my second unit of Spears of Orthanc. Just getting... Yeah, this is entirely... You can't even see the green there. There's a tiny hint as they're just swamped. And we are still trying to perform some sort of fighting retreat here. Red Shield of Erkenbrand going toe-to-toe with the Riders of Orthanc. I was wanting to see this fight for a while. I wonder who would win. In an extended fight, I would think the Riders with their AP would be able to come out on top. but like this is not a totally fair fight, as the Westmark Marshals are mincing through us, and there's a lot of other units. Yeah, this beefy unit of the Westmark Infantry. Oh. So that's my general. It was actually captured there, so he was routing when he was finally defeated in amongst this force. Entirely surrounded. I don't blame him for routing. The boys trying their best to fight to the death, but they're going to be going down. I quite like that. The Helm's Hammers, just sort of this big grey block there. They really do stand out amongst the Rohan roster, but I mean that in a very good way. And now I think that is pretty much everything destroyed. How's the catapult doing? Catapult crew is... the catapult's just a known entity now, really. And I think the only place that we're holding out is up here, as we are approaching the end of this battle. Midfield Guard trying to find a target there. I think they're hurling into my Snaga, so yeah, they're just sort of limiting their ability to fight back. But now that I get my my Black Golds forward, we're actually doing not too bad. I think it's just, once again, this mixture of a pike line, just to hold the enemy back, just to provide this constant stream of damage, and then it's the sturdy Black Golds. Those Snaga, I love that the Snaga ended up routing. They had a nice safe escape route, but they're just like, nah boys, let's that's the fastest way off the field, let's go. And they just sort of bolt right on through. So we'll just hover over that, and we'll rattle through this battle, really. It was a lot of fun. I definitely wasn't everybody's cup of tea, because it wasn't almost 80%, to be honest. Like, I really wish I had been more aggressive. Like, I've got those two major points I touched on during the battle, where I really, like, had I done things differently, it could have really changed things. Is that me admitting defeat? No, not yet. I think I just wanted to see how this little fight would end, and then I admit defeat. So yeah, had I gone more aggressive then, and really taken the strain away from Mevin earlier, then that could have changed things. I really like the mountain pass as a... Oh yeah, that was me admitting defeat. I really like the mountain pass as a siege map, mainly because of this whole thing of like shooting down on the enemy from every side, using the height advantage, which is a thing that, you know, Medieval has like really ingrained in it. Oh, jeepers, that's kind of weird. I guess maybe because I paused. I don't know. Yeah, that's why. So anyway, going through my kills. Spears of Orthanc there, really shining pretty true, and you can see all of the experience that was lost. That just shows you how much experience I gave to people. Like, cheaper sake, I gave the Dunlanding Veterans 3 experience points. That's why my Dunlanding Veterans were able to go toe-to-toe with these really quite decent quality Rohan units. Dunlanding Pikes, not too bad. Dunman Pikes even. Baneguard there, oh jeepers, yeah, over. That was nice. Yeah, 238 kills. 324 for the Dunman Hunters. Now, you've got to keep in mind, that was shooting at, like, trash. But, yeah, still, very nice for Dunman Hunters. And my best killers were just all those boys. Skirmishers there end up routing. I'm pretty sure they didn't use up all their ammo. And the Rajah's War thing, you know, it is what it is. Zooming through Mevin's stuff, anything crazy that jumps out. Yeah, again, very similar. Dunman Hunters just wrecking shop. So how did he? So he went for 4 units of Black Wolves, right? Whereas I went instead of 4 units of Black Wolves, I went for more archers. So that's why I ended up getting like more kills. But had we all gone for my army composition, then we wouldn't have had enough men on the ground. Like we all saw the situation Mevin had there. Like, he needed all of those infantry. Had he brought more archers, it would have been very messy. And then awesome there too. How did his catapult do? 274. Nice. And that is with the kind of weird situation that the catapult was in. He went for 3 Spears of Orthanc. Okay, I don't think that's a bad idea too, actually, because I was wondering, like, how am I going to spend this money? So I dished out experience points, which is quite, you know, it's quite expensive and it's not super useful. But that's what I did, and whereas the boys, you can see they went into the red limit quite a bit here and there. So yeah, okay, cool. So zooming through everybody else, the Camping Panda, yeah, wow, he did quite a good job there, just really unloading all of his ammunition on that position, and using our choke points against us before flooding on through. That was good to see. The last shadow alongside him probably being a bit of a meat shield there for him. Y2K, loved it. You know, playing both sides. I think it's important when you are in a 5v4 scenario, sorry, 5v3 scenario, to have somebody that is focusing on both sides, or the ability to focus on both sides, and some great cav play to punish us for screwing up too. Then Panther there, yep, really sort of was the first guy to start messing with me, which was good with his skirmishers, and yeah, I let him do way too much with those skirmishers. I don't know why I just ignored that. I just didn't spot it. I was busy micromanaging something at the other end of the field, obviously. Then Beastie, yeah, solid stuff too. Really sort of pressuring me at the end, sort of ridding me off, pushing me off the field. So that's good stuff. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. I wanted to do the Mountain Pass battle. We wanted to do a themed battle, and I kind of had this idea of like, what if we do something of Dunland's trying to like hold out against Rohan, just to sort of push us to our limits, and I think it went pretty well. So goodness me, so many capture too for the Rohan. Just all of our boys running off, dear, and getting tactically grabbed. But yeah, thank you guys very much. We'll see you later.